Montessori learning or traditional learning? From the day you are born to the day you die, you're learning, whether it's reading, writing, walking, driving a car, or riding a bike. You're learning every day throughout our lives. We learn different ways throughout our lives, whether it's Montessori learning or traditional learning. Traditional learning is basically the way we learn growing up in school. Most public schools do traditional learning, and it's basically a teacher teaches you. Montessori learning is when the kids discover how to do everything. They don't learn on their own. They basically are taught. They teach themselves. So Montessori learning is a student way of teaching. Basically, students teach themselves. They discover how to read. They discover how to write. They don't actually, and all they do is actually have like guidance from the teacher. The teacher just guides them to where they need to be. Like, oh, we're gonna do this today. They don't really teach them how to do it. They just tell them what they're gonna do, and they like let them figure it out on their own. And although traditional learning is beneficial in many ways, Montessori learning has proved to be more effective way to intellectually educate children throughout the world with more hands-on learning. Okay, Montessori learning is a child-centered educational approach. The Montessori method of education developed by Dr. Montessori is a child-centered educational approach based on scientific observations of children from birth to adulthood. Dr. Montessori has been time-tested with over 100 years of success. Basically, this started like hundreds of years ago, and it's like Montessori learning, and it's like it's been used like in schools throughout like.
So do they know which one is more effective?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what my speech is about. And then, basically, there's a couple Montessori schools here in this city, which is there's one out here by the mall. So Montessori daycare, and there's a school out there by right there on Monroe Drive is a Montessori school as well. Learning curriculum, Montessori learning curriculum is not divided by grades. You don't get first grade, second grade. No, it's divided in like groupings, like 3-year groupings. Like these ages go here, these ages go here, and these ages go there. They don't, and it's like not divided by first grade. None of that. It's not like that at all. It's according to Thomas Tweeden, a journalist from The Guardian. He wrote an education webpage wrote 5-year-old Montessori pupils were better prepared for reading, writing, and math, as well as 12-year-olds wrote more significantly more creative essays using sophisticated sentence structures with Montessori learning. Basically, it's showing that it's making kids more intelligent. He also wrote that not only were the 5-year-olds primary school children better prepared for the 3 R's, which is reading, writing, and arithmetic at primary level, they also had higher scores on tests of executive functions. Basically, executive functions is the ability to adapt to changing complex problems as seen in the indicate like it's the ability to adapt to problems in the real world and in school. Montessori education, as you can see, already has a lot of its benefits. And it's like very helpful this day and age. In contrast, traditional education is a teacher teaches a classroom full of students, curriculum made up by a hierarchy, and the hierarchy is like the board of education. And Horace Mann, who's a big supporter of like how schools should be ran and everything, he set forth ideas on how schools should. Basically, he set ideas on when the class should be released, when the bell starts, and all that. Although he was an advocate for this establishment, how schools ran, he didn't know how a school being set on one structure can actually affect the child's mind. Like, it stops the creativity, the imagination of a child. So with Montessori learning, it gives them more free wind to like run around and do what they need to do and actually just feel like where they want to be, like, because you know how sometimes a kid may not be on the same pace as the other kid in the classroom. Montessori learning lets them go at their own pace as like with each individual child. Like you get one-on-one learning basically. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I can't catch up to him, I can't catch up to her. Y'all all on your own level. You're where you need to be with Montessori learning.
Is it free like public school?
It's most private schools do this. It's not public. Not a lot of public schools do it. Like the charter, yeah. Okay, so traditional education supporters believe that Montessori education is not very useful. Lexi Montgomery, like a Montessori alumni, she wrote in a Darling webpage Montessori school teaches you to think on your own terms, and the workforce is more orientated, team orientated. That is true that the workforce is more team orientated, but she believes that it doesn't help with real world experiences. But in fact, it actually does. It scopes and create the creativity in your mind that today's jobs look for. Although our Montessori learning is more of an independent learning style, you still interact with people and learn how to participate with others. It helps shape you for the workforce and further in schools. Basically, like you know how when you gotta get a project done in like school, and you got the independent stuff and your team stuff. The Montessori learning like opens like the imagination like up so you can understand what's going on at different levels. Many traditional education supporters would say the Montessori education curriculum is too loose and too free for all. Unfortunately, traditional education has a set curriculum, not letting children see creativity or like letting them be different or learn at their own pace if they need to. As reported by Karen Ricks, who funded an international Montessori school in Japan, said, "I would change the looseness of curriculum. Some students seem unprepared in certain areas. Yes, the curriculum is looser at Montessori school, but the looseness helps children learn at their own rate. And if the child happens to struggle with anything, the teacher or the aide will know. Like if they struggle in that certain part, the teacher or the aide or whoever's guiding them is going to know that they need some help, so they can get that one-on-one help that they actually need."
So based on your research, and you asked for one to be a teacher, which one do you think would be a better learning tool?
I'll answer your question in the end. Okay. And then, by recognizing the fact that traditional education is not the most beneficial approach to learning, many people around the world can see how outdated traditional education is in developing our young people's mind. If we make Montessori learning our new way of learning, the whole world will benefit from this amazing concept. Our children wouldn't be cut short of creativity or hands-on learning. Instead, open up to Montessori learning will help expose students' minds to more creativity. As a result, our students will be more successful throughout the classroom environment as well as the real world. After evaluating both sides of the argument, it seems clear that Montessori learning is only learning that will help make us all intellectually more successful in life. In my opinion, I really do agree with the Montessori learning because I feel like the children can learn on where they need to be. Because I know at some point in class, I didn't do that good in science class, and I feel like that if I had more let me learn where I need to be
at your own pace.
At my own pace, it would have been different and better.
I feel like you said,